Hey guys, Average Leaves fan here. Greetings, brethren. It's me, the Donkey, and welcome to the Halloween episode of Donkey vs. Beer. As you can see, I am dressed up as your average Leafs fan, which is, of course, only a reference that hockey fans will understand, but that's fine with me. This hat is really, really warm. And this jersey as well, because it's incredibly fake and from China, because I would obviously never buy an actual Leafs jersey. But nevertheless, we shall have a fun Halloween episode. And see, because I was mean to the Leafs fans with my costume, I thought I'd take revenge for them and be mean to myself. And on this Halloween, we shall have spooky beers. Woo! But what makes them spooky? It's that they are craft beers with a bunch of garbage in them. So we have Brewdog Elvis juice. We have Timmermans Kriek Lambicus, which I think has cherry in it. It's from Belgium. And we have from the Lemke Brewery Himbeerweisse, which is Berliner Weisse. Check out the video, which there from the I think it was the second video I did from them, where I did their Budike Weisse, and that one almost knocked my socks off because it was so incredibly sour. So I don't imagine that this one will be much nicer. So yeah, it's my punishment for this Halloween. I have 3 glasses. I will try all 3 of these, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be horrible. Oh, actually, I didn't. I need a bottle opener. Here we go. I have a bottle opener. So what we start first? You know what? I think I'm not gonna offend the Brewdog fans right away, so I'll go with Timmermans, which I'm sure also has a lot of fans, but I don't know, that's just what we're gonna go with. So this one is with Lambic Brewery. Oh, I think this is another one that's sort of gonna be a sour beer. Yeah, that's certain. It actually does smell quite a lot like cherry. Like this You know what this reminds me of the most? German apple cider. So I think I've talked about this before. German apple cider is quite a bit different from ciders that you have in other parts of the world, mainly, Britain and Australia, where they're a lot sweeter. They kind of add sugar to the whole thing, and here it's actually just wine made from apples, so it's very tart, very sort of wine-like, I guess, but a lot more refreshing. Yeah, hard to describe. And generally, it's mostly used for mixed drinks, usually mixed with either sparkling water or lemonade. So I'm interested to see what this is like now that it kind of smells like that. Oh, and it also smells like cherry Capri Sun, which, makes sense because it has cherry in it. Oh, it's actually red. Certainly looks like a rosé wine. Also a very small bottle, I'm just realizing. 25 cl. Alright, so 250 milliliters. So, very red. I don't know if you can see that. It totally looks like a cherry soda. Again, there's still no backlight. Listen, it's not my fault, okay? I've ordered like 3 of them now. And apparently, it's just not possible to deliver this stuff. Whatever. Let's have the first horror of the night. You know what? Not as not as bad as I expected. It totally doesn't taste like beer. It reminds me a lot of like you know what? Actually, it does have something of an apple cider with sort of cherry juice mixed in, but weirdly bitter. It's so odd. It's definitely there's no beer going on in this. Like why do they even call this? Now I have to check if they actually call it a beer on the back. Oh, no, there's yeah, there you go. We're in Belgium again. There's fucking sugar in there and vruchtensap. Yeah. So we have wheat in there. We have barley in there as well. And they actually did just mix in fruit juice. That makes sense. So it's with a lot of these craft beers, they kind of put all that stuff in the mash and just hope that it imparts flavors, which often it doesn't, and it just kind of tastes, you know, like biodegradable garbage. But in this case, there's an actual cherry juice in there, so it does get a juice flavor from it. But I cannot taste any beer ingredients in this. Oh yeah, no. So subtle in the back. Oh my god. Like this is mostly just bitterness. Not too crazy. Honestly, the way I went is more because it's completely not what I expected. It's actually not that bad. I don't actually. I guess I could drink it, but I don't think this can be called a beer. Like this is like an alcopop. It honestly, it just tastes like a like a like imagine a sort of cherry vodka type alcopop thing, you know, like with a 4% alcohol content that's made to appeal to children. It's like that, but without the crazy amounts of sugar. So I actually kind of like it because I don't like really sugary drinks, which is crazy. So it's actually kind of nice. Yeah, that's actually eminently drinkable, and but holy crap, is it ever not a beer? Like that, this is just setting me up for failure with the other two, really. I should not have had this in the beginning. I should have had this as a reward at the end. So anyway, which one of the two shall we go with next? Oh, by the way, there's not going to be ratings for these because they're not beers. uh, I think I'll keep the. No, you know what? I'll do the Himbeerweisse right away, and we'll let the Brewdog lads watch the whole video so they can get properly annoyed at me. And we'll just go with the Himbeerweisse. Oh my god! It smells just like the other one, except with a little bit of a sort of a fruity note to it. It has a sort of raspberry jam kind of smell to it as well, but it definitely smells like ketchup. So imagine yourself some ketchup with raspberry jam. Hoo-hoo. Oh no, the color. Oh, it's so pink. Oh, I'm going to die. This is going to be so awful. It's not going to fit in the glass. Why? This should all fit in the glass, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to drink all of this anyway. My goodness. Also, by the way, it has a bunch of floaters in it, which is not very pleasant looking. Which is, of course, part of the sort of milk acid stuff that's in this. I don't think I mentioned this in the first video, and I totally should have, because it's actually really important. So, what Berliner Weisse is basically a wheat beer that has milk acid cultures in it. So it's basically what you would make yogurt with. And that makes it incredibly sour, and it gives it like a strange sort of, I don't know how to describe it, but it just makes it kind of tastes really sour and tart and weird, and you know. So anyway, does this one actually have juice in it? Because I don't think it does. No, this one actually does just have raspberries in the mash, I'm guessing. So yeah. Whew. Oh, they probably, okay, now I think, okay, to be fair to them, I think what they are doing with this is, it's a regular Berliner Weisse, and because Berliner Weisse is a bottle fermentation, so that's why the garbage is floating in there, they probably add raspberries in there, into the bottle, you know, to have it then ferment in the bottle, so that it feeds off of the raspberry, the sugar in the raspberries. Anyway, let's, I don't want to. Let's go. Go Maple Leafs. Oh my god, that's so horrible. Oh, that is so disgusting. Ugh. Nope. That's really bad. Ugh, that is so sour. Honestly, that might be more sour than the other one. It's that's so extreme. There's just see, this is what bothers me. This is like the thing that really bothers me with craft beers is that, or not with craft beers in general. I have had some craft beers on this channel that I deemed decent. All right, so keep your socks on. But this is that part of the craft beer culture where you're obsessed with creating something extreme, something that's not been had before or whatever. And it just, oh my god, the burp is gross. Yeah, I probably can't do it. I'll have another sip for the sake of this being torture on Halloween. Uh, please enjoy my suffering. Oh my god, it's so bad. Ugh. It really just is. Just sourness. There's nothing else that happens because immediately, as you can tell, my nose and my sinuses are doing that thing where they start juicing and it's drowning out anything else that could be going on there because it's just really, really sour. Luckily, it doesn't linger too much and it kind of leaves a sort of a kind of a yogurty taste. So, you know, aftertaste is kind of a raspberry yogurt, really. But it's not fun. No, I don't enjoy it at all. And I'm honestly, I'm starting to think that I might get a bellyache if I keep drinking this. So I'm gonna have to stop. And we shall finish with the Brewdog, the Elvis juice. So, Brewdog is actually one of the brands I had before. I think when I first had an IPA on the channel, or maybe every time I had an IPA, I don't know. I may have mentioned that before I started this channel, I had about 4 different IPAs. One of them was from Brewdog. So I've had something of theirs. I don't know what to expect from this. What I know is that this is a grapefruit-infused IPA. So my thinking is that we have ourselves, yeah, we have ourselves a whole bunch of garbage that's been thrown into the mash. Namely, dried orange peel, dried grapefruit peel, natural grapefruit extract, and natural blood orange extract. I am not a fan. Certainly just looks like a regular IPA. Certainly smells like a regular IPA, as I'm washing away my makeup. Yeah, so let's see if I can taste any of that grapefruit nonsense that they're talking about. Oh, I can, actually, yeah. Oh, it's definitely there. Yeah, it's just, you know what? I'm gonna say it. This is not actually as bad as the other IPA I had from them. It's not nearly as bitter, and it may, of course, also this sinus cleaner be the sinus cleaner that you know altered my palate so much that this actually doesn't taste as bad, but it doesn't linger as much, which is nice. It's still quite bitter. It still definitely has that IPA stuff going on, but it's not as bad. It's not as intense. It kind of leaves you alone quicker, which does make it a bit more palatable. And there's definitely a sort of a hint of a sort of a grapefruity, citrus fruitiness going on there, which, I don't know, it doesn't do anything for me. I still don't think it needs to be in a beer. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, but it's certainly, yeah, this might actually be one of the nicer IPAs I've had in total. I think the nicest IPA that I've had, which, by the way, for anyone who hasn't seen any videos of mine before, should such a person exist. I thought that the West Coast, Spree Coast IPA up here from the Lemke Brewery was pretty okay, but that still makes it below average for me. I don't enjoy IPAs. They're just, the bitterness is just too much. It's overwhelming. It's overbearing. It kind of drowns out everything else, and it just doesn't make for a pleasant beer drinking experience, in my opinion. I know there are plenty of people who love that kind of thing. And honestly, I think for those kind of people, they might not enjoy this, because it really doesn't do those things that much. Like this, honestly, of the sort of bitterness intensity and how long it lingers, it reminds me a lot more of the some of these sort of, you know, hoppy lagers that I've tried in the past. Yeah, it's really not that bad. The grapefruit is definitely there, and it does its thing, but I don't think it yeah, I don't know. I'm not grossed out by it. I would certainly drink it if I had to. But again, isn't beer, not gonna get a rating. None of these will, because this is a beer channel and not a garbage channel, okay? So this is all garbage. And this is all beers that I'm just having for a giggle on Halloween, and honestly, mostly because I had this, because it was in the Lemke box, and I didn't know what to do with it. And I thought, and I saw these other two at the store, and I thought, you know what, why not? Also, I'm just remembering that this one was actually kind of nice, so I'm gonna finish with this and see if it makes it any nicer. Yeah. Yeah, you know what, that is still very much drinkable. What a funny turn of events that I've actually found something in these horror beers that was actually kind of drinkable, but it's not a beer. Don't you dare call it a beer. All right. So thank you very much for watching this wonderful little Halloween episode, even though it is not quite Halloween anymore, but psh, we don't talk about this. If you want to know the full context, you can watch the video up here of my little accident that I had right before Halloween. And, you know, it's not so bad, I think, because as one of my subscribers, the wonderful Jack Nemo, said in my comments, Christmas tends to invade November at this point. If you are German, you will also know that here Christmas starts in August, because that's when the first Lebkuchen and Christmas chocolates and stuff like that gets thrown into the supermarkets, and it sits there till Christmas. And yeah, I think we can all do with a little bit of Halloween in November. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do consider subscribing to my channel for more of these wonderful little beer videos. And other than that, I hope that you will come back on another day for another beer, as I have this not beer that's actually kind of nice. Take care, guys.